guys, welcome back to our channel. In this video, we are going to discuss data types in C. Before discussing the different data types in C, first let us understand what do we mean by a data type. On your screen, you can see an image which gives the definition of data type. But don't get confused, let me help you in understanding the definition in simple terms. Data type simply means the type of data we want to store. As we know, data is present in different forms, so therefore we need different data types to store different types of data. So let us see what are the different types of data types that are available in C language. Data types in C can be classified into two categories. The first one is primary data types and the second one is derived data types. Primary data types are the ones which forms the basic building block for any kind of data types. So in primary data types we have three. The first one is integer, the second one is float, and the third one is character. So let's talk about the integer data type. The integer data type can store numbers, but it cannot store numbers which are having decimal points. It can only store integer variables, pure integer variables. That means it can store positive, negative or 0, but it cannot store any data type that contains a decimal point in it. Now coming to the next type of primitive data type, that is float or floating point number. This type of data type is used to store real numbers that are decimal numbers. Even if we store an integer in this type of data type, then it will be treated as a decimal number. That means it will contain a point. Now coming to the third data type, that is a character. Character data type is used to store a single character. That single character can be anything. It can be an alphabet, a symbol or a number. But remember, it should be only a single character. Now coming to the second category of data types, that is the derived data types. In derived data types, we have arrays, pointers, structure and union. For this video, we won't go into the details of these, but we will be discussing them in details in later videos. The point here to note is all the derived data types have come from the primitive data types. That means primitive data types is the basic building block for any program which stores data. As we have understood this concept, let us go for an example for primitive data types. Before getting into the example, let us first understand the importance of the data types. The data types are used to define the type of data a variable can hold. You can understand what a variable is like this. Treat a variable like a container. A container is something that can contain something. In a similar way, a variable is also a container which can contain some data. So the type of data that variable can hold is determined by its data type. So therefore, before declaring a variable, we specify the type of data that variable can hold. That means we specify the data type. Once the variable is created with its data type, the variable is ready for storing some data of that data type. Let's get into our example now. So let us include our header files first. Let's define the main function. Now our task is to create a variable that can store integer type of data. So first of all, we need to declare the type of data type, that is int. After that, we have to give a variable name. The variable name can be anything relevant that you want, but there are some conventions that you need to follow while giving a name to a variable. Like the variable can start only with an alphabet or an underscore, and then it can contain numbers as well as letters. So let us give the name as A. So here we have created a data type that is of type integer and the variable name is A. So let us assign some value to this. As it is an integer, we can assign some integer value to it, like this. Now let us include clear screen so that it will clear all the previous outputs, and then let us try to print this variable. We have to use a printf function, and since it is an integer type of data, we have to use the conversion code %d. %d is a conversion code that is used to display integers on the screen. So after that, we have to separate it with a comma, and we have to specify the variable name that we want to display. What will happen is this %d will get replaced with this letter A. I mean the value inside this. The final function we are going to include is the getch, so that we can stay on the screen. So let's compile and see. No error, okay. Then let us run it. As you can see, the value contained inside the variable is getting displayed on the screen. Now this was the example for integer. Let's create a character variable. For that, we have to use the keyword char, and then again variable name. Let us take something else, because two same variable names cannot be given. D, and as we know, a character can contain only a single character. That is, let us take any character, and this character should always be enclosed with single quotes. Let's terminate this line with semicolon. Now let us try printing this onto the screen. Now since it is not an integer, we cannot use %d. It is a character. For character, we have to use %c as our conversion code. %c. And after this, we have to separate it with comma similarly, and then we have to specify the character that we want to display, that is b, the variable. Now the value inside this b will be replaced with this %c in the same way that the value inside a was replaced with %d on the output screen. Let's try compiling this. No error, okay. Try running this. As you can see, after the integer, this character has been printed on the screen. Now I want to print this character G onto the next line. So for that, we have to use /n for new line. So after printing this value, it will take the blinking cursor onto the next line and then print the character. Now let us observe the output. Here we go. So after this 10 getting printed, this blinking pointer moves on to the next line and then prints the character. Let us try float data type also. We'll give it some name f and we'll assign 3. After assigning the value, let us try to print it. Printf function %f is a conversion code for this. After separating with comma, we have to specify this f. Let us try printing this onto the screen. No errors. Now let us try moving this onto the next line by typing /n after the character getting displayed. Yes. So as you can see, all the 3 different data types is getting displayed on the screen. So like this, you can display different types of data and also store the value inside a variable. Now you can declare multiple variables like this. Like I can declare f1, f2 and so on. As many number of data types you require, as many number of variables you need, you can declare in this way. The similar thing can also be done for integer and characters. And let me explain you one more thing. If you want to display multiple variables onto the screen, then you can do it in this way. You have to again include the conversion code and separate it with comma again and write the next one, that is f1. So let us assign f1 some value. Okay, fine. Let us try printing it. Here you can see more than one variable has been printed on the screen. So this is the way you can do it. The similar thing can be done for any data type. The important thing to know here is every data type has its limitation in terms of range. For example, integer can store nearly 35,000 numbers, up to 35,000 numbers. Like we cannot give a value like 1 lakh to it because its range will be exceeded and the value won't be displayed properly. So for that we have extensions. The extensions can be added like this: long int to increase the size. If you want to decrease the size, that is also possible. We have to use the keyword short, and for that we have different conversion codes for that. The list of all conversion codes and different extensions to the data types is given in the description. You can find it over there. In the next video, we will be talking about the operators in C. Thank you for watching.